So now talking about lenses. Now lenses are nothing more than some sort of transparent material, whether it be glass, whether it be plastic or whatever, which is allowing light to travel through it. And much like, much like mirrors, there are two types. Well, there's the third, but that's just a piece of glass. It's a plain piece of glass. It's nothing interesting. The first type is another convex. It bulges out, so we call it a convex. If you remember the mirror, it's convex because it's got bulges out over here. The second one is a concave lens. So those are my two types of lenses, but both of them, they also have other names. This one being a convergent, and this one being a divergent lens. Convergent, divergent. Now you can probably understand why this one's called a convergent and this one's called a divergent. The same way that we had them in the mirrors. Convergent means the rays are going to somehow converge, and divergent means that the rays are going to somehow diverge. So what we do is we draw a ray that's coming in parallel, much like we did with mirrors, and that ray is going to bend towards the thick part of the lens. Now we don't really concentrate on the motion inside, or the bending inside here. We treat it as a thin lens, as in that there's nothing really a bulk. So strikes and bends towards the thick part, bends towards the thick part. And this one's probably going to go right straight through. Okay? So they're converging rays. Now I bet you probably know what that is called. That's called a focal point, and that distance is called a focal length. Okay? So you can see why this is converging my rays. Now is it real? Yes. Those are converging at a real point. Now in the case of divergent, I have my rays going in, and they bend towards the thick parts away. Okay? And if you backtrace, it would appear that those rays come from a single point. Well, that we call the focal point, and that distance is called the focal length. So converge at your divergent lens. You have a focal point here, and you actually have a focal point here, and a focal point here, and here. And now this is a virtual focal point. It's not real. There's no real rays of light traveling through that point. While this one's a real point. It has real rays going to it. Okay? Now we're going to look at ray tracing for the convergent, and then we'll look at ray tracing for the divergent. All right?